What's going on, guys? Keaton here from TechSmart. Today, a big event occurred. What's this? It's the Apple event. Yes, we did do a live stream. It went very successful. We'll be doing more in the future, guaranteed. And a lot of great things were released, such as iPhone 5, iPod Touch 5th generation, a new iPod Nano, a new way to charge your devices, and this thing called Earpods. Not to mention, iOS 6 was released, as well as a new iTunes interface. So without further ado, let's take a look to see what was released and the specs of each thing. So the first thing released was the iPhone 5. Now this was a kind of surprise to everyone, as we thought this was going to be the last thing released at the entire event. So the first thing they had in it was a 4-inch screen. Now the 4-inch screen looks marvelous, as it does have 44% more saturation, so it's just going to be more vivid when you view pictures, browse the web, anything like that. It is LTE on it, and this was the number one thing I wanted on this phone, and everyone is very satisfied with it. So the carriers it's running on is AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint, so the same as last year. Now the phone is 18% thinner, 20% lighter, and features an A6 processor, so a new processor that we have not seen featured at all by Apple. So basically it is a 2 times faster CPU as well as 2 times faster graphics. So coming to the camera, they did not bump the camera up to 10 megapixels like I thought they would. They're going to stay at the 8 megapixels, but they made some pretty significant changes. So the first thing they made, change-wise, was the half sapphire. It's going to be made out of a sapphire lens, which is a lot clearer, and it is just, it's a crystal, and it's a lot clearer, so I'm very happy with that. They're also keeping the same 5-element lens in there, as well as having a 2.4 aperture. Also, they're going to keep the 1080p video on there, and that's something we all could expect, but the video and photos will definitely look a lot better because there is a different type of material that they are making the lens out of. Something cool they released in terms of cameras is they had a panorama kind of mode, and that's something I really wanted and we like. We saw it on the Nexus and some other Android phones, but to have that nice long shot, it's just going to look great, and I cannot wait to start using it. Next thing they released in terms of camera is pictures while doing video. This is something we saw on a couple Android phones, and I'm happy you're going to be able to do some pictures while you're taking video, because if you get a good shot in video and you want to do pictures with it, you're obviously going to want to take that picture. Coming to the front-facing camera, they are going to have a 720p HD, FaceTime HD camera, if you will, on the front. That's really nice because I wanted some HD video on the front when I FaceTime my friends. Also, the front-facing camera will have face detection, which is nice, so it can recognize your face and not think it's over here when you have it in the middle. So in terms of microphones, they had 3 microphones on this iPhone, and that's great because it's going to pick up your voice a lot better and more strong, and it's just going to sound great to the other person who's receiving it. The next thing they put on there was a smaller but more powerful speaker. The speaker is located towards the bottom of the phone, and it's definitely something that I personally am excited about. I love loud audio. I love everything loud. So I'm happy they did that. Now, one thing they did release was Lightning. What is Lightning? It's the new charging port for it. So they got rid of the 30-pin dock connector, but they didn't get rid of it completely, and I'll explain myself in a little bit. So what the Lightning is, it's basically it's just a more simpler way to charge your phone. So it's smaller, it's reversible, so you can do it either way, and it won't be kind of confusing to where it's those late nights and you got to plug in your phone and you can't find the right way. Also, it's 80% smaller, so that's always nice. So the last thing it had on it was a new design. So they have 2 colors this year, the black and the white model. The black features a black bezel and kind of a 2-tone back look. And the white features the same silver bezel we saw on the iPhone 4S last year, but with the same white look. So it's really nice, and I'm definitely happy about it. So what are the price points for it? For the 16 gigabyte, it is $199. For the 32 gigabyte, it is $299. And for the big 64 gigabyte, it is $399. Pre-orders start on Friday, September 14th, and if you want to go pick it up in your store, like I will be doing and will be providing coverage for it, you can pick it up on September 21st. So iPhones definitely blew me away. So I'm definitely overwhelmed with all the great Apple news that happened today. So I want to touch a little bit more on Lightning and what it really brings to the table. So this will be a small clip here, but Lightning is just a smaller way to charge your iPhone or any iDevice that was released today. I like it. I think it reminds me of Thunderbolt. It doesn't have the same kind of design, but it's just smaller, more portable. And I just like it. It's 80% smaller, as I said in the last clip, but it's reversible, and that's such a key thing that I wanted, because when you can't see or it's dark out and you need to charge your phone to get the kind of main source of light, say it's dead or something like that, you're going to need something reversible so you can go ahead and plug it in and it'll light up your phone. So that's something that I really did like. Also, it's going to be shipping with all the devices that were released today. So overall, Lightning was the way to go for charging, and they're coming out with an adapter. So if you have some accessories that run on the 30-pin dock connector, which I'm pretty sure most of you guys do, they'll have an adapter for you available in October. So the next thing they released was iTunes 11. Now, iTunes 11 doesn't bring too many new features to the game, but it is those small features that really do make a difference. So the first one is a cleaner UI. It has this really nice UI that reminds me of kind of the folders. And one of the features is there's, when you click on an album, it comes up with the songs, and it's like the folders on iOS. It's clean, it's nice, it's organized, and you're going to be able to find the specific song that you were looking for. Next, they came out with a mini player. Basically, the mini player can go on your desktop when you open iTunes, and you can access your songs a little bit easier rather than having to go into the iTunes app itself. So iTunes 11 will be released in October, in the October timeframe. They haven't really come up with a specific time in October, but it's definitely something that will be free to download, and I'm pretty pumped about. So the next thing released was the iPod Nano. Now this is the biggest curveball Apple threw at us, only because they really changed the entire field for this iPod Nano. So what they did is they included a touchscreen on it. So what they're going to be doing is they have a 2.5-inch touchscreen on it, and it's almost like a mini iPhone if you'd like. Also, they have the home button on the iPod Nano, so you can go ahead and go home and access your applications just a little bit quicker. Not to mention they have side controls, so you're still going to get those same tactile controls that you found on the original iPod Nano, but just with a bigger screen. So it is 5.4 millimeters thin, and it is 38% thinner than the prior iPod Nano. So it comes in 7 fun colors, and I love it how they refer to the colors and really made a point in doing colors for each device they released, as they want you to give a bit more variety to your taste. They want to know what you really want to customize, and it's just something that I really did enjoy. So this iPod Nano will have Bluetooth 4.0 on there, which is always nice, so you can sync it up to your car and get cranking out to your tunes. And not to mention it has Lightning capabilities on there, so that's what you can use to charge, and that will ship. Lightning ships with any device announced from September 12th onwards. So the iPod Nano retails for $149 for the 16GB model and will be available in October. Now the next thing Apple released on their radar was the iPod Touch 5th generation. Now Apple and their iPod Touch this year, it's very similar to the iPhone and how the features that it has to it, except you don't get the internet capabilities, you don't get 4G LTE, or you don't get those calling features as well as the camera. So what they released is a 4-inch screen, kind of like the iPhone, and that's something that I really do like. It's massive, it's big, and it can display all your content on a nice big screen. Next, it comes in at 6.1 millimeters thin, and Apple, they're known for this. They love to make every device they made in the past thinner. So I like that a lot. It weighs in at 88 grams, which is nice. It's light, it's thin, it's great, it's sleek. I love it. So coming in for the processor, it features an A5 chip, and that it features dual-core CPU as well as dual core graphics. There. So for the camera on the back, they bumped it up to a 5-megapixel camera, which is something I really do like. It's made out of sapphire again, and it has the 5-element lens that we did see on the previous generation iPhone 4S as well as the iPhone 5. So one thing they released with the iPod Touch that's really prominent to it is this thing called Loop. So what Loop does is there's a silver, there's a silver nub on the iPod Touch, and it allows you to attach a wrist strap that's included within each iPod Touch depending on your color, and you can just have the iPod Touch on your wrist, and it just keeps it a little bit more safe. So that's something I liked, and it was something unique Apple came out with this year. So the iPod Touch does feature the Lightning charging. Again, I went over it in the video, and the prices for it, and it's kind of quirky, their prices. It only comes in a 32GB model, which is $299, as well as a 64GB model, which retails for $399. Now these models are available in October, and we'll definitely be providing coverage for you on the new iPod Touch. So one of the last but noticeable features Apple did is they added new earbuds this year. So in 2003, they came out with the Apple earbuds, to which we know to now stink. They absolutely stink. They try to make slight changes to them, and they just stink. They don't fit in your ears. So what they came out with was these things called Earpods. Now Earpods is the video we did on the channel regarding the leaked Apple earbuds, and we got a leak right. That's great. I usually don't ever get the leaks right. But these Earpods, they fit to each person's ear. Creating one headphone, and this is something Jonathan Ives said, is very hard. It's like it's creating a shoe, basically, that doesn't fit everyone. So they tried to make it a little bit more ergonomic for each person's ear, and it'll most likely stay into your ear a little bit better. They also designed it to direct sound into your ears versus just having it all around. They want it to go in the ear hole in which your ears have, so you can hear the sound a lot better. So you should not only feel a better, comfortable difference, as well as cosmetically difference, but they should just sound better. And this could be my on-the-go set of earbuds, depending on how good they sound. So again, they're more versatile, they're more cosmetically better, and they're going to sound a lot better. And they're coming with every single device that was released today and into the present. So just to recap, Apple released iTunes 11, iPhone 5, iPod Nano, and an iPod Touch, as well as iOS 6. They released the Golden Master today, and it'll be available sometime in late October, which is kind of unfortunate, but we'll be providing coverage with you if a Gold Master or any other editions comes out. Some of these videos include hidden features, full coverage and overviews of them all, and wonderful things like that. So there's a picture on screen right now, and you can click the annotation when we are ready to release a video. It'll just say coming soon right now, but we'll keep you guys up to date on that. So overall, I am very impressed with what Apple released this year. The prices are affordable. They're good. They're innovative. The iPhone exceeded everything I wanted it to. It's almost like Apple watched my video. I think they might have. But I'm very happy with it. I think they released everything at a great price point, and there'll be stuff we'll be buying and providing you coverage with. So again, just to round it off, the live stream went extremely well. We had a lot of people there from different countries such as Romania, Sweden, Morocco, Pakistan, India, tons of different countries, and it was great to get a chance to interact with some of you guys. I actually used Google Translate to kind of communicate back and forth with you in your certain language, and that was just a blast. I had a ton of fun at the live stream. If you guys didn't see it, there'll be an annotation right up here. You can go ahead and check out the live stream. It's pre-recorded, and we had it all done after the event ended. So I had a lot of fun. So if you guys enjoyed the live stream, the coverage, and you want more coverage, go ahead and like this video, and I definitely recommend subscribing for more iPhone 5 coverage. Thank you guys again, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.